changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration. It's Tip Tuesday, and today I get to share something that has worked in my own life. Today I'm going to talk about minutes. We live 1 minute at a time, and you can change your life with those 1 minutes. Even if you only apply today's tip to 1 minute a day, I think things will be different for you. So let me first acknowledge, yes, I am that person, the procrastinator, the one who hates to hang up her clothing at the end of the day, the one who leaves that thing in the car for 2 weeks because it's a pain to open the lift gate and get it out. I have fought that tendency my whole life, the tendency to put off those little tasks. But those little tasks weigh you down. You end up spending more seconds thinking about them, seeing them out of the corner of your eye, telling someone, no, I haven't done that yet, than if you just did them. It's amazing how many things you don't want to do that take only 1 minute. Here are some things I discovered that I could do in 1 minute, so I'm going to pass them on to you. Okay, I discovered that you can do that stretch, that one that you know you're supposed to do after you exercise, the one you never have time for. And by the way, when you do that stretch for just 1 minute, you'll be amazed by how long that 1 minute lasts. You'll definitely feel virtuous afterwards. Here's another thing you can do in 1 minute. You can empty one whole rack of the dishwasher. And then you can take a second minute and you can do the other rack. Or you can keep pretending the dishwasher hasn't been run and hope that someone else will empty it. Here's a third thing I discovered I could do in 1 minute. I cleaned out the vegetable drawer and I threw away all that rotten produce that I had bought 2 weeks ago when I was really, truly going to make some salads and some healthy dinners with fruits and vegetables covering half the plate as recommended by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Here's another thing you can do in a minute. You can put away that suitcase that has been sitting out there. You and your spouse can ignore that suitcase for weeks, but I bet it will only take half a minute to put it away. Here's another thing you can do in 1 minute. You can get that thing out of the car that you keep leaving there. Or you can put your new insurance card in the glove compartment, that one that's been sitting in the kitchen waiting to get lost. In a minute, you can put away the clothes that you wore for the last 3 days. Somehow it seems like such a burden to hang them up at the end of the day, but it takes literally seconds to take a sweater to the closet, put it on a hanger, and put it back where it belongs. So set the timer on your phone. If you don't know how to do that, take 1 minute and find out how. Just Google it. Google, how do I set the timer on my iPhone, Android, Samsung, BlackBerry, whatever you have. Or come up with your own trick, your own way of convincing yourself to do those little 1 minute tasks. This way you get rid of all the little things that are getting in the way of doing the big things. It's amazing how much those little tasks can hang over you. You probably spend way more time thinking about the fact that you have to do them than you would spend if you just took a minute here and there and did them. You can also entertain yourself while you do those 1 minute tasks. For example, you could carry your cell phone or your iPad around with you and listen to a podcast while you're performing your 1 minute miracles. So that's my tip for you today. Let me know if it works for you by emailing amy@chickensoupforthesoul.com. Now, tomorrow is Wow Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you about one of our writers who constantly amazes me with her experiences. She leads a normal life, but she seems to have a sixth sense that I just can't explain, and it has already saved her life at least one time. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast so that it will be downloaded to you automatically each day. And if you want to hear more about upcoming books and what's going on at Chicken Soup for the Soul, follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @AmyNewmark. I'll also post a link to the podcast each day on Twitter if you want to listen to it that way. Or if you want to visit our website each day to see the latest podcast, go to chickensoup.com.